everybody, welcome back to After Hours at Blondie's. We have a very special, lovely friend and guest in the hot seat today. Sheen Sayer in the building. That's a round of applause.
We'll insert the effects later.
Special feature.
Sirens. Yeah.
Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the lemon raspberry San Pellegrino.
You're welcome. We are courteous hosts here, and we love asking questions. My question that I love to ask everybody, and just to dive right into it, do you remember the moment that you fell in love with music?
No.
Okay.
Yes, you said rapid fire yes or no questions. That's what we asked the format. No.
we can have two questions, at least two.
Yeah. I just remember listening to I was exposed to music on the radio as a kid and hearing I really liked pop music and anything dancey. I remember when I first heard Venga Boys. Mm-hmm. Up and Down, I think it was. Mm. That kind of changed my life.
Yeah.
I was maybe 8 years old.
Yeah.
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 Loved it immediately. I recorded it on a cassette tape from the radio.
It's funny when you're that age how obsessed you could get with a song. You know what I mean? Like even pop songs or whatever. You just get so obsessed you'll play it like for 3 weeks straight and think it's like the only thing that exists.
Yeah, I remember, I still do that.
I mean, not as bad, but definitely like when I was younger, I remember like you hear this one song, you get obsessed with it, and now you're collecting all the magazine clippings and like this pre-internet people. Mm-hmm. And like trying to digest every second you can of the song, like playing it on the tape over and over again. This is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
I mean? But it was like you just get so obsessed over everything because it's like your whole world is unraveling before your eyes in the meantime. So I mean, was that like, obviously you're at a very young age at that point, but when would you say that you really got to the point where it was like, you know what, I feel like my path is in the music industry at some level?
Probably towards the end of high school. I was listening to a lot of like indie rock and stuff like that. I got into electronic music more at the end of high school and after high school.
Yeah.
And then that's when I learned that DJing exists and is fun. It's not just like turntablism, scratching and stuff.
Totally, yeah.
There's like electronic music DJing.
Yeah.
I started going out to clubs and that cemented it pretty much.
Was that in Vancouver?
That was in Winnipeg.
Oh, in Winnipeg. Nice.
I lived most of my life there. I moved to Vancouver in November 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did they have a hop and poppin' music scene at the time, or were you kind of finding more underground things?
There were definitely. So I learned later, maybe in my age 20 and early 20s, I learned that there had been electronic music raves happening for decades, and I was just out of the loop. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I started off by going to a club. They were like top 40 clubs by a company called Canad Inns in Winnipeg. They have a monopoly on the top 40 clubs and bars.
Yeah.
Where all the 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds would go.
And get wasted, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Trashed.
So it's kind of like the Granville Strip equivalent of Winnipeg, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're just scattered throughout the city. Or at least they were. I don't know about I don't know about now. Yeah, they were big. They were big.
Yeah.
I got obsessed with that Madonna album because of those clubs.
Oh yeah.
Confessions on the Dance Floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I still love it.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah, I started going to shows, like buying tickets to see whoever, Skrillex, Rusko.
Yeah.
And just got obsessed.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to make it a part of my life. For years I knew that I need to DJ. I need to try to make this music at some point.
Yeah.
It took a while to get into. I got into it much later, when I finally learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first piece of gear that you played on or learned on?
A friend of mine, this is probably 2011, 2012, a friend of mine named Tyler, I forget his last name. We haven't talked in a decade.
Yeah.
He bought some CDJs, 2000s probably, maybe 1000s. And so,
maybe. Yeah.
So fooling around on those was my first exposure to actually DJing.
Yeah.
And then I bought a Native Instruments Tractor S4. You know that thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a little controller.
It's like yours, just with four
like
channels.
DDJ 400.
Yeah, and I taught myself on that. Then I went away. I left the country for like a year and a half to go on a big trip. Came back to India and Australia and stuff. Came back, and that's when I started to take it seriously. I got a bigger DJ gear and started to learn and like try to get gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was in Winnipeg in 2016.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Then I moved here and just restarted that whole process here.
Basically. How did you find it in Winnipeg? Like as far as like starting out and playing electronic shows and things like that?
Definitely smaller scale than here.
Yeah.
There are opportunities. Just everything's just smaller. Less people, smaller venues. Yeah, it was fun. There's a pretty dedicated scene of electronic music lovers over there. It's just not, at least at that time, 6, 7 years ago, it wasn't really growing. It felt kind of stagnant. Yeah. That was one of my many reasons for wanting to move out of Winnipeg.
So was that that was a key reason.
Yeah,
to come to Vancouver?
I just felt like I'd seen the whole city. I'd done everything.
Fair enough. I've been there before. It's not that. It's like you can do it all in a pretty short amount of time.
Yeah. And winter.
Although one of the nicest clubs I've ever been to was in Winnipeg.
Do you remember which one?
I don't. It was newish when I got there because my friend, who's a photographer there, he was pretty well off and he had a pretty nice place, and one of his roommates was kind of also like in the scene, like the club scene and stuff like that. And they had like a partnership with a bunch of people, and it was this big club. It kind of was laid out similar to Celebrities, where it had like that upper veranda walkway that overlooks the club. And I remember it being very purple and lots of glass and white and purple.
Opera.
Yeah, maybe.
There we go.
Yeah, maybe. That might have been it.
That place, so it's in an old bank, just like Vault is here in Vancouver.
Cool.
It's gone through many iterations. It was like Opera before that.
That rings a big bell.
Yeah, it was probably Opera, and then it was 441 Main, which is the address, and then something else, and now it's closed. I don't know.
Yeah.
A very cool spot.
It was cool. Yeah.
Very nice.
Did you get a chance to DJ there? Or
No. I moved.
Yeah.
I left the city before I was.
I think I had a weird DJ setup too. Like the DJ was like tucked away somewhere, wasn't it? I don't remember exactly, but
I feel like that was that era.
I think you could also probably not have it tucked away, but I think because it wasn't like a show when I went there, it was just like a regular night. That the DJ was like kind of tucked away inside a recessed part of the wall. You could see a window and you could see the DJ, but it wasn't like a focal point.
I wish that would come back. I love that.
Yeah,
like, that's not that used to be the norm. It's not anymore. I like that a lot.
Yeah, now everything's very like. The DJ
watch the DJ
kind of thing. Yeah, this was definitely not the case.
Yeah, I find you both actually do that a lot when you guys are at clubs. You will face away from the DJ.
Yeah, we don't face the DJs usually.
Nobody does that.
You've noticed this? That we both share this.
We both do this. I wonder if it's a shared Winnipeg experience. Just kidding. He's only been there once. No, but like, what is that about the DJ being a little bit more tucked in the corner? Do you prefer that as a DJ yourself too? Is also my question.
It depends how I'm feeling, really. Some nights, I probably want to like throw my arms up in the air and like look everyone directly in the eyes, maybe. And
I think it depends on the venue and the reason to be there, because if it's a bit more of a loungy setup or like a lower, like loungier vibe, I think the DJ, nobody needs to be looking at the DJ. Not that they're not important, but I don't think it's the performative part of the night, because a lounge implies that you're probably conversing and things like that. Whereas like if it's a person that people are paying to go see, then that person tucked away would be weird. You know, I think like if you're like, oh, I'm going to go see, let's just use Skrillex as an example, and he's tucked away and we're just hearing his songs and we're just like, what's going on right now? It would be different.
That wouldn't fly, no.
Yeah, it would be different. So I think it's like, it depends on the setting. I think for the most part, having the DJ as a focus is a necessary part of the performance. I think it depends on the type of music, like the energy, the mood, the venue. Yeah, even the DJ's personality too. You know, if they're a more, engaging personality, or do they just head down and play like technician style, like let the music speak for itself kind of thing, or if they're part of like getting the crowd going, or you know, doing their little twinkle fingers or whatever it is that they do to keep the crowd engaged.
The magic.
So, yeah, the chops.
The DJ chops. Yeah, that's always a cute one.
The dismissing.
Always. Yeah.
My favorite one.
Just so cool.
Be gone. Be
Yeah,
gone. Be gone. Be gone.
No, stay.
Yeah, and then come back.
You're so right.
Yeah.
No, there's like a list of 5 moves that DJs do. It's go away, okay, come back. Who's ready for it? And then like the double hands.
Twinkles during the breakdowns.
Oh my god.
Oh, the piano fingers.
Yeah, and they like play with the beat. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're learning a lot of things. We're teaching a lot of things to you
This is
budding
DJ
DJs.
School 101. You don't want to miss.
What to do with your hands.
I unintentionally developed my own that I'm now teased about on my streams.
Tell us.
And there's an emote of me doing it. It's the finger.
The Leviosa finger? What is it?
I don't know. The magic wand finger?
Yeah. Roll the dice.
The conductor.
The conductor. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so dialing it back into your actual DJ experience. How much did you establish yourself and get into the scene? Like, how often were you DJing in Winnipeg before you decided to kind of move? And what was that point that you're like, okay, I'm done with Winnipeg? And
I had known for a long time I was done with Winnipeg. It just took a while to actually commit to moving away. So the before winter hit in 2016 is when I had enough. I was like, I can't, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I think I DJ'd probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 gigs in Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah.
All small things in 2016. Before,
well, like you said, the scene's pretty small anyway.
Yeah.
10 max before moving to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then here, the only reason I ended up getting this my memories are flooding back.
Yeah.
I met Silva,
Sivs,
mutual friend, DJ Sivs.
Yeah.
She's been on this.
She's been on the pod.
Friend of the channel.
Yeah.
And she's also how I know you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's also the reason I started getting gigs at MIA.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Nightclub.
Yeah.
Back when her and I forget his name, where they were doing this beginnings night.
Yes, the beginning.
When they would bring in newer DJs.
Yeah.
And I guess her and I became friends. We liked each other, so she started like helping me get in there. That went well. Started playing the main room occasionally. Played the Waldorf a couple of times. I forget where else. Gorgamish.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit.
Yeah, love that.
And then the good old pandy.
The good old pandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you streaming? Were you streaming on Twitch at that time too? So, like concurrently?
So this is interesting. A lot of people don't know this about my streaming history, or the origin. I started streaming DJing online as soon as Facebook and YouTube added live streaming back in 2016.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
This was in the summer 2016 that they added that service.
So you were still in Winnipeg,
Yeah.
or just about to just about to leave, I guess.
Yeah, I was still in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would just casually stream on there just for fun.
Yeah.
And some friends would pop in, maybe like 20 viewers max was probably the record.
Were you doing kind of like a regular thing or just jumping on whenever?
No, there was no schedule. It was just whenever.
Yeah.
Like 1 week I probably did it every night and then didn't for 2 weeks, and then I'm back like once a week or something.
Yeah.
There were definitely periods where I just wasn't around for like a month or two.
Yeah.
And I kept doing that after I moved to Vancouver. But then YouTube and Facebook integrated the copyright detection algorithms. So that your stream would immediately get taken down if any copywritten music was detected.
Which is all music.
Violation,
everything.
With most music released on labels is going to trigger that.
Yeah.
So I forget exactly when that was, maybe a year or two later, 2017, 18. So I just gave up on live streaming DJing because I was at that point I was also playing out in Vancouver more. Yeah. So it wasn't.
So with that, like if you were not monetizing the stream, does it allow you to play the music, or it just doesn't all at any point?
No.
Taking it down, like crazy. Literally turning off your stream at that point.
Yeah, crazy. That's weird. I mean, I get it, but whatever.
I remember, so when they first integrated the those detectors.
Mm-hmm.
At first it would give you a warning, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 warnings. And it wouldn't, I don't think it would even take down your stream at all. But then like 6 months later, it was just a hard takedown.
Yeah.
It would end your stream for you.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty discouraging, but whatever.
Yeah. And so Twitch does, I'd imagine Twitch has something similar, but not, or like how does it work with Twitch? Because is it Creative Commons license because you're DJing and you're not like...
I don't know what kind of license they have. It's definitely illegal.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. It's still not allowed. So it's called a DCMA takedown notice, where you're not supposed to be streaming this music. You're not supposed to be playing this out. Yeah. And they'll say, well, it's not an actual copyright strike against your channel, but we're just letting you know that the DCMA has...
DMCA.
DMCA, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It has identified these particular songs, and we're going to mute them. So that's why a lot of VODs for Twitch music people are all muted here and there, and you can't really listen back very well because instead of actually
live,
just copyright. When it's live, you can play it out. But
right, so just the recordings, no dice. Okay, yeah. But with YouTube, the live, no dice as well. They just take down the whole stream.
They would usually mute the entire stream, so it can't even be listened to again. Yeah. Some of my streams from years ago are still up on YouTube just because they happen to evade getting flagged.
Yeah. But statute of limitations or something maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
very interesting.
This would be a whole other like hour plus conversation. I've done a lot of reading and like watching videos on like the whole music copyright streaming thing for Twitch.
Maybe we should do an episode talking about that so we can like move on this.
Is there anything? Yeah,
because that would be a very interesting topic to bring up.
So
on this.
In summary, everyone's getting away with it on Twitch because Twitch isn't enforcing the law, basically.
Mm-hmm.
At least for live stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do the recordings, that's another story. But
it's safe.
A live stream is fine.
So this is the exact reason. This is the sole reason that during the pandemic, all musicians and DJs flocked to Twitch specifically, because you couldn't get away with it.
The other ones would
there's no other live streaming platform you could get away with it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
OnlyFans.
We're still
for sure.
I mean, I feel like some people actually have gone to OnlyFans, and some people have gone to Patreon. Mm-hmm. Some people.
Also, Mixcloud has a paid service where you can once you buy the license, then it's you have the. Yeah. You're allowed to do it. Yeah.
Right.
The only problem with that is there's no built-in audience that is going to discover you.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitch's discoverability is subpar at best.
But at least there's a ton of people that use it for the video game stuff or whatever. It's a pretty established platform, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. So what was the thing that actually made you start your YouTube channel?
You mean...
Like when you started to do it consistently online in March of 2020.
Oh, you mean on Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said YouTube, but you said YouTube, but you meant Twitch.
On Twitch. So So after I'd given up on live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the others, I'd heard and known for a while that people were getting away with it on Twitch. I just never got around to it, probably because I was just out DJing in real life.
Yeah.
But as soon as the pandemic struck, then I was more motivated to actually get on it. I also lost a job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, a lot of people
because of the pandemic.
Around that time. Yeah. So I thought, well, maybe I can earn money. All these other streamers are earning money on Twitch. Maybe I can, maybe that would be a fun thing to do too. And 3 and a half years later, I'm still streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Making crazy.
Money. Making money. It's fluctuated heavily.
For sure, yeah.
It's definitely slowed down post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pretty quick uptake on the pandemic during the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
I guess there was that wrapped audience.
A lot of people went to there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. A lot of people were making a lot of cash during the pandemic for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was your kind of like first initial impressions on starting the channel? And like kind of like, did you have aspirations of doing that long term? Did you kind of just do it in the moment?
I was hoping that it would go well and that I would be able to continue doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that there would be some kind of like some earnings, like some financial earnings, like so that I could, just continue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's wild thinking back. It feels like yesterday and also like a different lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
March 2020.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey.
Everything was so different.
It does feel like a different world.
Yeah. I never expected it to go as well as it did.
Mm-hmm.
And it only did because I had the help from other streamers, like, you know, sending their viewers over to me and just creating a community, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Even in real life, you're doing a lot of stuff with New Girl. And like in real life parties, hosting parties.
Yeah, like you mean like the group streaming parties? Yeah. Like Sibs came and streamed with me a couple of times before she was over streaming.
Shane Patrick Riley.
Yeah, Shane Patrick Riley, a whole bunch of guests.
Yeah.
Who else?
I mean, that's a great thing about that's a great thing about this city is that the community is pretty collaborative. Tight. You know, it's not like I forgot who I was talking to. But I think we were both talking recently. They were saying that Toronto's like cutthroat. Yeah. Like everybody's just like
a difference.
It's me against the world kind of situation.
Yeah, it's definitely not like Vancouver where everybody's very collaborative and they decide to all work together. Like I'm in businesses with like all of my friends now. I'm not in businesses with people I don't know. Yeah. You know, and like also doing those Twitch parties too inspired me to start streaming, Zetas to start streaming, you know, so even from just you doing it, inviting people, it kind of like grew the community.
Do they all know the story of how you started
I mean,
not just DJ.
I think we talked about it briefly, but not like
a little bit. Yeah, not the full story.
What is the full story? I was there. I must know the full story.
I mean, right? Just the fact that I rocked up with USB and I had no idea how to DJ.
Everyone was saying, Blondie, get on the decks. This was at your
birthday stream.
Right. Okay.
Because when you invited me to your birthday, I didn't know how to DJ, but then you got sick. And so I came the next time with a USB because we rescheduled enough times.
Yes. Yes, her first stream DJ moment was at my place.
Yeah.
Yes, that was great.
That was
I
wild.
loved it.
Yeah. So I guess within that too is like building a community for you online through Twitch. Is there things that you kind of do intentionally or has it all just kind of like come out naturally?
In terms of how the community was
like
built?
Growing the community, having the parties, reading, having the friends.
It happened pretty naturally because I just like connecting with people, and I've met a lot of really good people through Twitch. It's nice to be like, say when you're at home alone, you can just at nearly any time someone like one of your friends is live. Yeah, you can just open it and play it in the background or chat or whatever.
Yeah, and hang out.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So I've been pretty active.
Yeah,
made a lot of friends that way. It was all pretty natural. Just everyone, a lot of people just wanted to be together, really. Whether we lived in the same city or not. Because thanks to Discord, everyone having their own Discord servers, everyone can easily keep in touch. Yeah, it's just. It was all very organic, I guess. Yeah. It didn't feel...
You didn't need some handbook to say, well, today you're going to do this, and these are the 3 things you're going to touch on.
I mean, a lot of people do take the more like business route where like they do it with the sole intent of networking. Like, you know, like so that they can grow their stream or get more gigs or earn more money or whatever. That's not at all what I did. No, I just...
Free flow.
I like this person. I want to be friends with them. So... Yeah.
If I build it, they will come.
Yeah. And going out meeting people. Did you ever go to like TwitchCon and stuff like that? Or
I never did do TwitchCon. No.
But you do have SheenCon.
No, I never really been motivated to go to TwitchCon because it's not very music focused.
Very. Yeah.
It's not at all music focused. I mean, actually, now I think in the past few years they've had more music performances or showcases or whatever than ever before. But it's never...
It's more about the gaming and other community
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
I guess if it brings back to what we were just talking about earlier, if it's technically illegal to be streaming music
and also
on
that
Twitch, then they can't necessarily make it a part of what they're doing officially.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too.
Yeah. So I just thought about that now because we were talking about that. I didn't really know that. They would on live streams they'd be so hard up on it, especially on the other platforms anyway. I get it for like a recording because then you're making money off of the views of the recording, but like a live stream, you know, you're not necessarily making money off ad revenue, you're making it off of I guess it's still the same thing, but you're still making money off of the music. but it's more of the I mean, I guess it's all legalities, but yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know how that really even applies. Like if you're DJing a live performance, you know, is that technically illegal? How does that work? You know, like,
yeah.
I mean, just because you bought the song doesn't necessarily mean you can play and make music off it, can it? Does that give you that right? I have no idea.
There's what's the word? Like, there's a fine line for this, like, because for example,
there's a gray area in there.
Yeah, like because like when music's being played like in an elevator or restaurant or something, all the businesses playing it have to buy licenses to play it.
Right,
and it's a lot of money.
That's right. Yeah,
but when DJs play music, they don't in most countries.
It's a weird fine line because technically you're not playing that standalone piece for what it is. I think because you're mixing it in and out of other songs and the whole thing is a work of art, then that's why they can get away with it so much. And that's what I think has been argued before. It's
well, like, you're the paralegal, you tell us.
You're not gonna like be like, oh well, that paintbrush, I own it. But like because you use a paintbrush to make the thing, therefore, because you own the paintbrush, you own the painting.
So you created the paintbrush. The paintbrush store
I created the painting.
Now gets a royalty off of your painting.
Exactly.
I understand what you're trying to say. It's a little bit different, but kind of the same thing. Yeah.
I think that's how it's been argued, is what I'm saying.
There are organizations, I don't know if it exists in Canada, but elsewhere in the world, where they track the songs that DJs play, and the DJs will get paid and the DJs won't get paid extra.
The producers.
The artists whose music is being played will get royalties just for having their music played like by a DJ in a club.
Yeah.
It's tracked somehow. Like I think it happens in Europe. It's more common. I'm not sure about here.
Interesting. Yeah. Anyways, but going back to the TwitchCon and building your community.
Right.
So that's all come about very naturally and organically. Do you have any advice for people when they're building their Twitch community, like things to kind of focus on? I know you've done it very naturally, but if there's things that you could pick out,
the number one hint is to do it during a pandemic.
Besides that,
yeah. Just hope for
hope for the best.
hope a virus gets out there.
Great advice on the pod today.
You're welcome. And that's been After Hours of Blondies.
I think
that's another really long conversation. Like how to build a Twitch channel or community. It's very difficult.
For sure, yeah.
You just have
consistency and time and engagement. Like I'm sure there's a lot of things
on Twitch. On the Twitch platform specifically, there are over 9 million unique. No, that was like peak during like the past couple of years. Like now it's more like 7-8 million. Yeah. Unique streamers per month.
Yeah. And
only like 0.01% of them are making a living off of streaming.
For sure. I mean, that sounds like
it's nuts.
That sounds like regular life with a lot of things,
It's just nuts. So
as far as entertainment's concerned,
the best advice I can give is just be involved and be passionate about it. You've got to legitimately just be a part of the community.
Yeah.
Because you want to be and because you like to be.
Yeah.
People can tell whether it's authentic or not.
Totally.
Yeah, and that's it.
I think when it comes to streaming, it's because you're, as a consumer, you're just as interested in the person as you are in the content. You know what I mean?
And have good content, obviously. Like if your content's bad, your stream's not going to grow.
Yeah.
So it's like the person has to be a person that can engage with their audience. If you're just a great DJ and you're just putting music up and not engaging with audience, I don't think anybody cares. They'll go to their favorite artist's podcast and download the episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that was a big difference. So back when I was live streaming on Facebook and YouTube just for fun, casually, I don't think there was ever a microphone. No, I didn't own a microphone. It was just music, and I would type in the chat occasionally.
Yeah.
When I went to Twitch, I knew that I had to be interactive and get on the mic. That was very unnatural for me at the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of one of the things, one of the reasons why I haven't jumped on it myself is just I personally don't like consuming music that way. I also don't know if I'd want to be as engaging in that way either. I mean, maybe I could do it. I just haven't tried, but like I've always been a little bit like, that's not for me. In the sense that, I don't necessarily, when I'm listening to music, especially if the music's good, the last thing I want to hear is somebody talking.
Yeah.
You know, or answering questions. Like, this is a banger right now. Can you shut the hell up? Like,
yeah, I completely
completely
understand.
But that's just me. Like, I'm very much like, again, I go out to clubs and parties, not because I want to socialize with people, it's because I want to hear the show. It's very much a me thing. It's not a regular person thing. I'm not a regular person. I never accuse myself of being what normal people are looking for. You know what I mean? Like, I do things for different reasons. So for me, I think if I ever did go on Twitch, I think it would be, and I've toyed with the idea. I'm currently trying to slowly build a setup at my place that I might be interested in using, because my place is ugly, but you know, there's parts of it that can be used during certain times for certain things.
Yeah,
so.
you should totally do it. It's fun and it's great practice.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I kind of need something to, like, for this is something we do on schedule, but I have very little schedule in my life. Like, I have almost no schedule in my life. So I'm thinking of like, okay, if I can commit to this once a week, maybe I can commit to, because I honestly haven't even touched my turntables in like a month. Ever since September, October. You know, and I just need an excuse to hold myself to the fire and do it. And then I think what I'll have to do is also talk on it and just talk about, like, even if I don't have somebody to talk to, I can just talk about what I'm doing and my thought process behind it. I think that would, for me, just trying to come out of my shell with it, because I mean, I can imagine, like, if you've never done performing in front of people and now you're on Twitch and you're like, oh, I guess I got to talk to people while doing this. It's, you know, it's kind of like out of your shell or out of your paradigm. It's like, okay, well,
did you find that a weird switch too?
Oh, it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I haven't looked in a while. I think I still have some of my old streams saved on my computer from 2020.
Yeah. And you're
like, just the difference in how I'm speaking and how my
for sure,
like
body
language and
how pretty on it, right? Like,
oh, thanks.
You're like, but I mean, like, you're like, you put on like you're like engaging and entertaining and all this other stuff that I'd imagine
you really enjoy it.
I'd say like 3 years ago, you probably were like, I didn't think I'd be here today.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just looking back at the old footage versus now, I'm
like a different person.
I'm very unskilled at streaming. Yeah.
Back then or now?
Back both.
Well, just kidding. You're very, very engaging and charismatic, and you do care about the community too. And then when they ask for different fun things, because I feel like your channel just kind of goes beyond the regular.
Is this your segue?
Music stream.
Is this your?
I didn't see this coming, but now I get what you're saying.
This is your segue into shower streams.
This is my segue.
So I haven't heard this story yet, so I want to hear this story. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
For those who don't know, because we do stream live on Twitch, so obviously y'all know what I'm talking about here. But last night, I thought to myself, I'm going to listen to the music. I'm going to go relax and enjoy my night and just chill and listen to the sweet sounds of Sheen Sayer on the musical decks. What did I find? Something different.
Yeah, it didn't really... It went haywire quickly. I think a lot of people in the chat right now have, like, they were there last night, so they know.
They were,
but for the layman...
Yeah.
Our new friend here.
I feel like I need to go back to how, like, the origin of the shower streams.
I feel like you do too.
Let's get to the origin story of the shower streams.
So this happens somewhat regularly on my streams where, okay, so first of all, both myself and the chat, the community get very silly. A lot of joking.
Yeah.
A lot of funny suggestions and ideas, just wacky things that most people wouldn't do. For example, pouring a blender of doom over your head and then it fills your pockets so your iPhone gets the lightning port gets filled with goop.
You're putting ingredients into a blender.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Because of Twitch chats.
we could be here for days.
Yeah.
So there was a game that we would play called the Jigsaw games, and one of the viewers was Jigsaw, like the character from the Saw games, because he would torture me. He would ask us questions, chat would vote on the answer. There was no logic or reason to these questions being asked. He would just say, pick a color, and it's 5 colors.
Okay.
Everyone votes on a color, and then he says, nope, that's the wrong answer. Now you have to drink a blender of doom.
And there was monetary...
the king's cup of the blender or whatever.
Exactly. There was
Shout out
monetary
Zachrin233.
rewards involved. It was fun. It was all consensual, by the way, for the most part. Just giving these a
I was coerced.
Coerced, held against your will.
So yeah, like a blender of doom, for example, which is blending up a bunch of food in your fridge that should never be blended together. That's one of the punishments. That's one of the more extreme punishments in the advanced rounds.
Sounds like it, yeah.
And there were rewards.
Yeah.
I won a lot of money.
Yeah. Not unearned, apparently.
We're paying rent over here.
Thank you, Zachrin.
Rent.
Yeah. I am indebted to this guy. Yeah. Anyway, so that those
mysterious man.
Mysterious.
Supposedly man, actually.
Man.
Yeah. Online in your Twitch streams.
Okay, so then how does this segue to the shower then? Did you were dirty with the blender of doom?
So excited to hit the shower.
I don't remember how the shower stream joke started. It was probably something dumb I was saying. Like, chat was trying to get me to do one thing, and I was like, well, if this happens, like, if someone tips $100, I'll shower stream. No. It started with... Okay, something like, I'm done with whatever we're doing. So if we receive a raid here on Twitch, like which is a raid on Twitch is when another streamer sends their viewers over to your channel.
They're ending.
Yeah. So like if someone raids with over 100 people right now, I'll stream from the shower. And everyone in chat thinks, oh, he's joking, of course. And then it happened.
And then everybody goes to everybody's favorite streamer and goes, you're going to want to listen to this.
Well, I'm not
watch this.
Yeah, well, I'm not a liar, so I guess I have to do it now. So
I
commitment. I went and live streamed from the shower.
So you just grabbed your phone and...
Basically,
okay, we're doing it from here now.
In my skivvies, and it was a gay old time.
It was wonderful. You set up lights.
Yeah.
It was romantic. There was music. It was a full experience.
Did you DJ from the shower?
No, I just took a shower.
Yeah. It's like we're just chatting now.
DJ in the shower. That's the next level.
Yeah, it was funny enough. The people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So that was ages ago.
Yeah.
And then the joke continued. It happened again at some point. And then you want the story of last night, don't you?
I'm ready for it.
So my friend, his DJ name is AVO, real name Roel. He's over. And he DJs, so he DJs, and we're going to DJ together. It was like kind of a last minute plan. Let's start a stream and DJ together instead of me doing it alone. What even happened? Right, okay, so he had joined me in a shower stream in the past.
Oh, wow, there's like a series of these.
That is a different story.
Yeah.
So he's back on my stream, and people are in chat saying, hey, it's that guy from the shower stream. You streamed with Sheen. I said...
This has happened before?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then someone in chat asks, hey, how much for another shower stream? How much for a sequel tonight? And then like on the microphone, I say to Roel, hey, so name your price.
Yeah.
He says $269 US.
269 US, okay?
Yeah.
269.
So like 4,200 Canadian. Got it. Okay, yeah.
So then in that moment we remember, I think somewhere I have the recordings from the old shower streams because I had taken them off Twitch because they're scandalous.
Yeah.
Los Scandalos.
I'm like, this would be really funny if him and I sat down at my computer and did like a watch party stream with like commentary.
Sure.
Us watching the shower streams with the chat all together.
A reaction video, I guess. Of
your
own thing.
Live reaction.
And this is when people start tipping. $10, $20, $30.
I tipped 69 cents.
69 cents.
Thank you so much.
until it hits $269, and I'm like, and as the money is flowing in, I'm thinking, what have we done?
Trying to hit an obtainable number.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
It's very obtainable. In the chat, as a paralegal, I'm like, what is...
You're going to have to set up...
269 divided by 42 people.
You're going to have to set up like a permanent station to just do this weekly now. Like,
I mean, there's a whole hot tubs and...
but anyway, so it gets to that point. It reaches the amount.
And I said...
All right, well, here we go.
And I said, AVO, run the bath. And we streamed from the tub.
It was delightful and romantic. It was an experience for all involved.
He scrubbed my back, I scrubbed his. We double wet-billied.
Yeah.
With their toes.
So you know what a wet willy is?
Yeah.
A wet billy is with the toe.
Yeah.
In the ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we double wet billied.
Wow. And I will never be able to get the image.
I hope you guys made
of you
$1 million doing this, because that's what this content's worth.
Once we were in the tub, I said in the chat, I said 10,000 bits for a double wet billy. Yeah. and a man who shall remain unnamed dropped it immediately.
Without hesitation.
Which 10,000 bits is $100 US before tax.
Yeah.
And we just lost our minds laughing.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
We got the toes wet. We double wet billied, and the rest was history.
Oh my god! I wish I was there.
Oh, you should have been. I will never forget just the image of you just spitting on his toe and jamming each other's toes in your ears. Anyways, this is Twitch, everyone.
Oh wow!
So the vast majority of my streams are DJ streams where I play very fine house, techno, and trance music.
Delectable.
Wonderful.
And I do a good job at it.
Mm-hmm.
Exceptional.
I might say thank you. And then
in a saturated market of exceptional DJs, one has to differentiate by.
You gotta stand out by doing something.
You gotta show some skin sometimes. The people want.
That's what I've been doing wrong this whole time.
I'm clearly.
The people want meat.
So shower stream after this.
Yeah, we should do it after hours from the shower.
After shower stream.
After shower.
That's a good idea.
Go. Perfect. 269 bits. We'll go. So speaking of your techno, lovely segue into that one. What is your favorite subgenre of techno?
I don't even know what it's called. A few of us have been trying to figure it out. Mm. It's like Euro trance techno, whatever this. It's fast and it's kind of trancey. It's kind of poppy at times with vocals.
Psytrance.
There's a lot of the tracks now have psytrance elements too. Yeah. It's like a weird fusion.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that Zorza is playing. Mm-hmm. What other artists? Like TDJ, she's from Montreal, I think, or Quebec City. It's kind of a fusion of all of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really loving that lately. It's fast, it's energetic, it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's like 130 to 160 BPM, usually towards the 140 plus.
It's quite trancey then.
Energetic.
Tech. It's like half techno, half trancey. Yeah. It's really fun.
So when you're setting up your DJ streams and your sets in real life, do you ever go in with a plan, or you kind of put together a playlist? Walk me through your preparation process.
Back when I first started streaming on Twitch, I did usually go in with some sort of set list, some kind of idea of what I was going to play on that stream. Mm-hmm. Over time, my music library, because I was now collecting so much music to stream on Twitch, it just became a horrible, disorganized mess. And now it's still a horrible, disorganized mess. And now I just wing it every time, basically. Some nights I'll start a stream knowing, okay, I'm going to play, like I have these like 10, 20 brand like new techno songs I want to play, and I'll just fit whatever else I've got into that somehow. So, yeah, sometimes it goes very well, sometimes it doesn't.
Because I guess, do you sort by like key or by BPM or both, and then just kind of spin around the thing? Oh, that looks like I could probably put that in.
Exactly. Some nights it's all very like on the spot and improvised. Some nights I just have a very good idea of what I want to play. Mm-hmm. The more time I spend organizing my music library and acquiring new tracks, like I can more easily remember the track names, like know which playlist they're in and all that. So that helps a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Like once you're actually putting your hands on the songs and putting them in spots and categories, you just kind of like your brain starts building its own library in its head. Yeah.
I definitely don't recommend doing it the way I do. If like on stream, if you want to be interactive, like be on the microphone and interact with chat and like have conversations while you're DJing, it's just too much to think about.
Yeah. Having an idea of what you want to play and narrowing it down.
Have prepared playlists. Yeah,
I could see that for sure, because like if you're sitting there like, oh, what about this song? What about this song? That's not great content.
Yeah, you're also missing chats that are coming in that you can interact with.
Yeah, exactly. Like that happens inevitably. Like where
especially if you go long too, right?
Yeah. Like, if a track I'm playing is ending and I'm like, oh, what's the name of that song I want to play? I'm searching for it. Don't find it in time. Yeah. Track ends.
Well, that's fine.
That's a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity to get on the mic and say something.
Yeah.
So who up? Who up?
I've said it before. Like people aren't coming online to see flawless DJ sets. They're here to interact
exactly.
with the DJ.
It took me a little while to learn that too.
Yeah.
Like to realize like many of the viewers are here to chat and like they like the music, but they're not only here for the music.
That's right. Yeah. And it's a focal point, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah, but then there are viewers who will deliberately not list like. They won't listen to any streams with a microphone because they want to only listen to music.
That's right. Yeah.
And they're cool with chatting in the chat text.
Right.
But they don't want the music interrupted by a
microphone turning everything down. Yeah.
Those are usually smaller streams
for sure.
Yeah, like just with less numbers. Yeah. Yeah, I like them both. They're fun.
And then so prepping in real life then what is your preparation like when you're going to real life gigs?
Oh, when I play a real life gig, I over prepare to the max.
Do tell me everything.
I probably 3 times as many hours as I should spend. I don't always play. I feel like this isn't even recent information because like I just stream on Twitch now. I don't really play real life gigs lately.
What if you did
lately? I try to craft the best set I can. I don't always stick to the order of I just sometimes in the moment something doesn't work out. Yes, or you remember a track you forgot about. But I usually put in a lot of effort and time and try to have it be like a really what's the word, like cohesive set. On Twitch it doesn't need to be. I'm jumping all over the place.
So are you playing your in real life gigs more of like this is a presentation of a really cohesive in like experience, or are you just kind of playing to what the crowd has been responding to? Like where do you kind of balance that?
I usually when I'm preparing I usually like to craft some sort of journey. Usually starts off slower, gets usually always building, just building the whole time. I take into account like what it seems like the crowd's reacting to, and try to accommodate that the best I can.
Has there been like some places that you've played that have kind of really stood out to you, like you would really like to play in the future, or you're just kind of happy to kind of stay on Twitch and that's been like a really good spot?
My goal now is, so I've been meaning to write and produce and make my own tracks for probably a decade, and I haven't spent enough time on it. Basically, I haven't finished anything. So I want to put all of my time into that now. I'll still stream, but I'm not going out nearly as much. Not trying to get gigs, like local gigs around the city. I want to release music and start touring and sharing it and playing it. And do that kind of thing. Not that there's any problem with only being a local DJ. Like there's
a ceiling for sure. We've talked about many times. There's definitely a ceiling.
There's a low ceiling.
Very low ceiling.
Yeah. And some people that's cool with them. But I want more. So that's my plan.
Fair enough. Has anything been kind of like holding you back from doing that? You said you've been kind of working on getting there for about a decade. Is there things that have like come up, or are you just waiting for the right time?
Life. Stress, anxiety, problems focusing, committing the time to it. It's very daunting. The learning curve.
To get started for sure, especially if you don't have a musical background. I assume you don't have.
I played guitar for quite a few years, but I don't have any formal training. Music theory, no. I have a very good ear. I know what sounds good. Together, but I don't know anything about scales or any of that.
Composing, kind of. I mean, I feel like for me, what has really helped me is kind of just following the guidance of somebody else? Like, do you...
YouTube tutorials and stuff?
Exactly. Yeah. So do you think do you have any plans kind of in the works right now? Or like, where are you at with managing life and stress and having this huge goal of yours to tour?
I'm still figuring it out. I just need... It feels like there's a big, like a disparity between like the people you... I don't know if disparity is the right word, but like between the artists you see like on social media and like out at shows, they're like, you know, in front of thousands of people. I'm like, it's hard to picture them sitting at home alone at a computer, experimenting for hours on end. I don't know. It's always been hard to make that connection for me. And like, I'm like, it took me years to realize, okay, like that's what I need to do. I need to sit at home on my computer alone for hours on end, figuring all this out and like learning it. And just
hey, Skrillex won a Grammy on a laptop, so
yeah,
I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, it's possible.
A lot of people have now.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's just been tough to dedicate the time and focus, really.
The eternal focus
point.
Demon.
It's hard.
The focus demon.
Yeah, we've talked about it before on how difficult it is to just kind of sit down and get things done when it's not as almost, I would say, not I'm putting myself in your shoes, but for me it's like not as rewarding almost.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
Like I would just going live on Twitch instead and DJing and chatting with people is fun every time. Every time it's fun.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like even for me, like I love listening to music and finding music, but the idea of finding it and then categorizing it and tagging it and doing all the stuff that I've just like it just ruins it for me. You know, so like the actual act of like sitting down for hours and combing through stuff and things like that, it just feels so it's just an extra effort.
Tedious, kind of
tedious. Yeah, kind of tedious. And the thing is that, you know, you can't listen to the music and fast forward. So you have to take the time to listen to the tracks in order to get to know if you want to. So that, you know, say 4-minute track, 6-minute track, you got to listen to it for at least half of that in order to like get the full sense of the song and be like, okay. And then like all the other stuff, like, okay, it's this genre, but is it closer to this genre? Or well, what is it? You know, where do I put it here? Do I put it in a mood? Do I put it in a genre folder? Do I put it in a medium folder? What do I do with my life? I have no idea.
There is so
life coach. Let's go.
It is such a massive commitment to just be like that level of DJ. Yeah, like you need it. They're putting in a lot of time.
Yeah. Or they have help too. I think a lot of things that we see behind the scenes of them getting to that spot is they've got a manager, they've got an agent, they've got people to help them behind the scenes find tracks. You know, an interesting thing that I kind of heard about, and I don't know, I think this might be a rumor, but it might not be, but some of the reason that a lot of DJs open up record labels is that they have unreleased music being sent to them. And so they don't have to necessarily go out and search that. If you're getting a whole bunch of music sent into you already categorized, it's exactly this, it's that, you can play it in your shows, you know, because if something takes off, then the likelihood of them getting signed is so much larger, you know, if you're having all that kind of help behind the scenes, whereas we're just a couple of schmucks, you know, we're doing it all on our own, you know.
Schmucky.
We're very schmucky looking.
No comment.
No comment. But, you know, that is a big part of, I think, when you look at what we're doing right now and where you want to be too, there's a whole lot of help involved that, you know, you either have to reach out to somebody or...
I think the professional endeavor of any kind requires a certain amount of intervention from the outside, you know, help, luck, both, you know, right place, right time. You know, there's a lot of that. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you have the talent and the drive, eventually the timing's going to click. Eventually, you know. Because you just have the drive, the talent, and the, you know, the work ethic with anything.
That's one thing.
It's too bad I don't have any of those things, so.
Well, I'll get there eventually. But yeah, that is one thing I've learned too, is just you really have to wait for the timing to be right. And that's something that you really can't rush as well. You know, you have to kind of feel like, okay, it's time, it's ready. I feel ready. You feel ready to do this.
Just don't let the perfectionism overtake you.
Yeah, which is kind of what you just described. And like, even like the way that you're setting up all your tracks and categorizing everything.
Yeah.
I probably spend like 2 seconds listening to a song and then I'm like, yeah or no. It's a very, very quick decision for me. But
yeah, ain't nobody got time to listen to full tracks when you're track sourcing and hunting. No, it's like I jump straight to the like build drop. If I like that, then I'll like rewind. Like
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you'll take 2 seconds and be like, this is horrible, and then skip it. Yeah. But then if it's 2 seconds, you're like, oh, there's something here. I want to hear the whole thing, or at least most of it. Like maybe the one build up, one drop, one breakdown, whatever you want to call it. You know, at least to get the flavor of the track. Yeah. You know, because I've definitely been like, oh yeah, that sounds good, and I come back to that track and play, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is boring. I can't believe I downloaded this, you know, because it's like that little part that you thought was good is the whole song. Yeah. So, you know, and now I take more time because I don't want to be in the middle of a song that I don't like. It's like, how am I going to mix out of this now? You know, like,
and you don't want to end up with a music library like mine where you're just finding bad songs left and right because
you didn't take the time to
like after years of doing this, you just amass this big dirt ball of music.
Yeah. Well, I had no music too, so I just started like downloading entire catalogs and thinking that I was going to filter out the tracks eventually, and I've been trying to do that, but you know, I download like 6,000 songs and I've gotten through maybe 2 over the last year. You know what I mean? And even that might be generous. Yeah. You know, so it's
fair
like
enough.
I think you were saying about timing being a crucial
component
of it, and like having the right mindset. I think like so. Say 10 years ago, I was like thinking back now, I was definitely not ready. Like I wasn't in the right mindset. I wasn't the right type of person yet to like happily sit at home on my computer learning how to produce music. It was impossible.
Do you think your experience with Twitch got you there?
Yeah.
Turned you kind of into more of that person?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or is there something else that kind of?
I think getting older also, because back then I just wanted to see my friends and like go out to shows and socialize and have fun. Yeah. Learning to produce music was not fun. So
not as much reward in that.
It's as simple as that. Yeah. I mean, I at the time I wasn't willing to put the time or the effort into it. Now I am.
Do you find that you find yourself having aha moments just during the day, like, oh, I think I have an idea for a song or things like that, like where you get kind of inspired to like get back at it? Or do you have like ideas in your head that you're like, I just need to figure out how to get this on the computer or on the whatever,
the DAW?
You know, do you find that you're thinking like musically in that sense? Or
this has been going on for probably 15 years, and that's part of the reason it's so frustrating that I haven't made and put out any music yet. Because like I'm thinking of things all the time, and I'll like
you just don't know how to get it to the.
I'll like hum melodies or sing like things into my phone for later, and they just sit
there. Because you're like because like you said, you have to learn how to get it there. So that's very interesting because I definitely don't think that way. You know, like that's why I never thought I'd ever do producing, is because I'm not coming up with melodies in my head. Sometimes I'll think of 2 tracks going together and mashing up. Like I could totally see myself doing mashups at some point if I really want to go down that road, but I don't think I'm ever coming up with songs in my head. I just don't have that thought process. You know,
I see.
You know, like, you know, I have shoot ideas all the time because I'm a visual person. That's how I think. You know, so you know that's you know, if we tie it back to photography, which is something, you know, I have done for a long time. I do think of shoot ideas all the time. I don't think of song ideas. I just don't. You know, so I feel like there has to be, but I feel like that's part of wanting to produce or being inclined to learn how to do it, is kind of having like that mindset of like, these are things that I want to create and I just don't know how to get there. And just getting there, right? I'm just spitballing. I don't know that for sure. I'm sure you could start to learn and then get inspired after. You know, I'm sure that's
I feel like I'm almost in between the both of you. You know, hearing a little bit of melody and then also hearing something that inspires me. So like the song that I created the other day, which I am not very good. So this is very baby of me.
Are we going to play it live now?
Maybe later.
Okay.
But it was definitely the pieces that I was hearing, the individual little strings and plucks and snaps and claps and everything like that. And then I was like, I just heard a song come out of it. Yeah. Do you find like when you're going about your day, like even listening to tunes, you're pulling those sounds in, or does it just kind of appear in your brain?
Yeah, I think all the music I absorb and like and love, and it contributes. It all it all factors into like what I want to make, I think. Yeah, I'm very critical of what I listen to. I'm pretty picky with music. Like I'll know I'll think like, oh, this needs to change, or like this this instrument's too loud, too quiet, or this something and like something like that. So that's one of the reasons I think I will be soon, hopefully, very good at this. Yeah, it's just getting the hands-on experience that has taken a while. You know, like learning the plugins and stuff.
Yeah, there's so much to learn.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
So little time.
Yeah.
Better get on it.
Yeah. No time like the present.
No, exactly. I'll get there.
So I guess
get there.
On that bombshell.
I'll get there in the end. Yeah. One step at a time. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And are you guys doing a stream after?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm game if you are. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on. Oh, do you have one more thought?
No more questions?
No more questions?
I think that's...
I was going to ask.
Sounds good to me. Thank you very much for having me on.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on. Fun. And I'm excited to see you grow and learn and eventually be on the big stages right next to Skrillex. We'll see.
We'll
see you there.
Different genres, but maybe.
Well, you never know.
Who knows? He might start doing trance. Who knows? He's a talented guy.
I think he's making techno now.
Yeah.
I think a lot.
He has made some, I mean, that last, what's it called? The Fine Day Anthem, Boys Noise, that's technically techno.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, there's only upwards and uppers.
Yep.
Uppers and uppers?
Upwards and uppers.
This is a drug-free podcast.
Oh dear. Well, thank you so much for being here and for listening and for hanging out with us. Please go follow Sheen Sayer on his Twitch channel. Everything will be linked down below. And you can come back for another episode of After Hours at Blondie's. Please subscribe and follow. Give us a like if you liked it and share with your friends, your DJ friends and everything like that.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you all very soon.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.